brother, because we're degenerates according to this Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Negroid theory. How could we be salvaged?
He believed that the degeneration could be reversed if proper environmental control was taken and that all contemporary forms of man could revert to the original Caucasian race.
Eventually, we can all revert back to the original Caucasoid race. Let me tell you, their education, everything they set up is to uphold themselves and to tear down the truth concerning God's people. So how can you now go to them with their theories and claim that the 10 tribes are not part of the 12 tribes of Israel? Brothers and sisters, think about it. There's only 3 families in this earth: Ham, Shem, and Japheth. It's not too hard to find Israel if you're looking at the prophecies. When you look at Deuteronomy 28 and look at those prophecies concerning the people who suffered by the hand of these people throughout the 4 corners of the earth, you can identify them easily. There's only 3 families. It's not hard. Now, I'll tell you why they want to ignore the fact that the 10 tribes are from the lost sheep of Israel, like the Indians and all that. It don't have anything to do with whether or not it's the truth. It has everything to do with those who are bringing the information. So they want to try to find something wrong. So that now, by default, that gives them some level of authority to say, well, listen, I proved that this was wrong. When really, what we receive is from the Most High. It's out of the scriptures. Now, let's wrap this up because I wanted to make sure I go into the mystery of the Gentiles real quick.
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
This is from Babylon to Timbuktu. And this is Rudolph R. Winter also going into Johann F. Blumenbach. This is page 21. Johann F. Blumenbach, a German, was the first to divide humanity on the basis of skin color. Up to this time, no such attempts had been made. His classification set up a color line to the detriment of later generations. Mr. Blumenbach classified 5 chief races of mankind: the Caucasian, the Mongolian, the Ethiopian, the American or American Indians, and Malayan. Moreover, he considered the Caucasian to be the original race. Blumenbach, the anthropologist, named the whites after the Caucasus Mountains. These mountains are situated between the Black and Caspian Sea, because he thought the purest white people originated there. Blumenbach was a racist, and so was J.A. Gobineau. A third man was named S.H. or H.S. Chamberlain, wanted to advance the supremacy of the white Nordic race and its cultures.
They had intent behind their philosophies. It had nothing to do with bringing forth truth. Now I see people going on Wiki and grabbing Mongoloid and going into this and showing pictures and all that, and you've been deceived by the deceiver. When really, they only did this based on information that corroborated what we've been saying for years. That the North American Indians and those that were in America before the Europeans came are all from the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All of them. And they came with these imposters to smear Ethan Smith's work. Therefore, the conversation changed amongst scholastic individuals. It changed from the finding of the lost sheep of Israel to this newfound information concerning different types of races. It's the old sorcery switch and bait ploy they use, knowing that people have low attention spans. So instead of you focusing on the 10 tribes that were found and the similarity in cultures between the lost sheep of Israel in the Bible and those people, we're now speaking of this new groundbreaking philosophy that leads back to white supremacy. Right? Now, Let's go to the mystery of the Gentiles real quick, and then I'll answer questions for no more than 10 minutes, and then we have to wish you all Godspeed. Yeah. All right. One moment. One moment. Let's go to Ephesians 6, 18 and 19. One moment. All right. Let's go. Let's go to Ephesians 6. Start at 19.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 19. And for me that utterance may be given unto me, that I may open my mouth boldly, to make you know the mystery of the gospel.
To make you know the mystery of the gospel.
For which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. But that ye also may know my affairs and how I do.
Now, I'm going here to show you Paul had a mission which was a mystery, and it to some degree, it becomes a mystery and a stumbling block to people until this day. The Christians teach that mystery is that the Most High would now open the door for Gentiles equal to Israelites. It's false. That's not the mystery. For Israelites out there that are teaching that the mystery is something outside of Paul's mystery, you are in error, and I'm going to go there in a moment. The mystery that Paul was dealing with here is that one day Christ would bring all tribes together under one. So the mystery was, the gospel was really focused with that mission. The mystery was, the focus of the gospel was to bring all 12 tribes back to the Most High. That's the mystery. And I'm going to prove that. That's the mystery of the Gentiles. When you look in the New Testament, the majority of the Gentiles you read all through the New Testament are Israelites. But you have Israelites who err concerning Cornelius. That's where they get confused at. They are right when they talk about the Gentiles who are Israelites all through the New Testament. But they are in error. Why? In order for the mystery to be fulfilled, all nations had to be taught. Why? Because Israel was scattered throughout all nations. And if you hold back the gospel from someone whom you think appears to be someone different, you may weed out your own brother. You may weed out the people whom the Most High focused on, whom the Most High sent Christ for. So that we don't be a wedge between Christ's gospel and his mission. We're not going to get in the way and distinguish what people we teach. When we'll end up weeding out our own, which is teach the gospel throughout the four corners. And those of the Gentiles who receive it, who are not of the bloodline, they will fulfill Amos 9 and 11 through 12 when it says that what? That there's a remnant of Edom and all the heathen which are called by the Most High name, who will make it in to serve the 12 tribes once they are together. That's the mystery of the gospel. Now we get pushed back on every end. We get pushed back on the end of the Christians who just want to say that the mystery is that both people are equal, which is false. The mystery is the 12 tribes of Israel coming back as one. That was Paul's true mission. Why do you think he went to teach in the synagogues first before he was rejected? Okay? The Most High showed Paul that mystery. Now, I know I broke this down before, but I'm going to break it down once more in its total entirety to show you what that mystery is. And to go and to actually break that down, let's go to Genesis, the 48th chapter here.
Mm-hmm. There's also another one, Colossians 1 and 26 to 27.
Let's get it.
It says, even the mystery which have been hid from ages and from generations.
This mystery is the mystery of the gospel. The true mission of Christ. Read.
But now is made manifest to his saints.
That what?
But now is made manifest to his saints.
That now is made manifest to his what?
To his saints.
To his saints.
To whom the Most High would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles.
Among the who?
Among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles. Now, I'm going to hit you all with something. I'm going to hit you all with something here. By us teaching the mystery of the gospel, we had a brother that's on the other side of the earth who, if you see him, you would probably think is Chinese. But this brother on the other side of the earth have brought our people, Judah and Benjamin and other of Israel, together to teach them, to bring them to the truth of who they are so that they can actually learn and become authorities in Scripture. Now, am I going to determine whether or not this guy who looked Chinese is Israel? It's not my job. I know that by teaching the gospel according to Christ, there's people whom we would not have been able to get to now know the truth through that brother. Now, if I would have cursed him out, called him names, if I would have just thought that he was somebody else, if we would have used the spirit of total ignorance concerning the mystery, then what about those people? I'm just giving you some physical examples. And I'm saying this because now brothers are going into this only Negro doctrine, don't realize that you are getting in the way of the gospel. You are getting in the way of the purpose Christ came. And you don't see the big picture because the only thing you're trying to do is try to prove whether or not the gathering of Christ church is correct. And not seeing the overall mission the Most High have on this earth to awaken his people who are scattered amongst Chinese people, amongst other people. Short-sightedness and ego have gotten in the way of the gospel. Let's show them the mystery. Let's go to Genesis.